Off, on, off, on. Hello everyone, this is Kangar, welcome back to Skyrim VR mods. I know it's been a while, I have not abandoned the channel, was just busy with real life stuff, and today I'm going to bring you a real upgrade for Skyrim VR, and that is deep learning super sampling is now a part of Skyrim. The new upscaler mod has been created by Pure Dark and is a complete replacement for the VR performance toolkit that we've used so far. It implements the fixed foveated rendering that VR performance toolkit has. It also implements FSR, and in addition to that it implements deep learning super sampling and deep learning anti-aliasing. And it's also very easy to use. It only needs SKSE and the SKSE address library, and you can install it like any other mod. If you want to support the author, then you can check out the Ko-fi link that I will put below the video, where you can buy Pure Dark a coffee. So, in order to show you the power of this mod, have a look at the performance overlay that you can see here, which is coming from Virtual Desktop, and the most important part for you is the game frame time here, the 14 millisecond in orange right now, and the frame rate to the left is 70 FPS. So if you install the mod, the default setting is deep learning super sampling with quality settings. So if you want to change that, you can use the End key and you will get this overlay here. Importantly, if you're also using reshade, the End key will also switch off your reshade effects in game. So as long as you have this open, you will not see reshade effects. So you have to close it again with End, and then your effects will be back. Okay, so we are back in the game, and here you can see that with DLSS enabled, I can have the game at a perfectly playable 11 milliseconds frame time with 88 frames per second. So here in the quality settings you can even switch to performance if you need more performance. Then you will have in-game a little bit of extra performance again, but the change is not so big as the general usage of DLSS, and you will also sacrifice some more visual quality. Speaking of visual quality, I will just briefly click on and off the DLSS settings so you can see both the performance and the visual change. Off, on, off, on. You can see that the image is actually more smooth with DLSS enabled than it is without, because the anti-aliasing part of DLSS is also part of this mod, obviously. You can also see that the image gets a little bit blurrier, but it's not so bad actually. So this trade-off is definitely worth it if you are just above the threshold of the 11 milliseconds. Another thing to check out is the fixed foveated scale here, which means that there is a rectangle in the center of your view that is upscaled, and the exterior is not upscaled. So you can see that the image is getting more blurry in the exterior area than in the inside, and you can change the size of this rectangle here with this. And with the offset, especially in the x-axis, you can move this rectangle left and right so that they are perfectly overlaid for your head-mounted display. Now here in the upscale type you can switch the different kinds of upscale that is used in this rectangle in the middle. So by default it's DLSS, but you can also use FSR, which is a little bit less efficient, so it gives you a little bit less of a performance increase, but it's otherwise pretty much comparable to DLSS. And DLAA, my absolute favorite. DLAA just gives you the perfectly smooth image. If you have a look here, for example, at the sunlight there, at the tree crowns up there, at the bush here and the grass there, everything is slightly shimmering, even if I keep my head still. But if I switch on DLAA, it's just completely gone. There is no shimmer anymore at all. Perfectly smooth image. You probably cannot see that because it's only 30 FPS the video, but the effect is quite stunning in the head-mounted display. The last feature that this mod has is fixed foveated rendering, which is the same as the VR Performance Toolkit had, where if you switch that on, you can see here the exterior is rendered at a much smaller resolution, so you're saving a little bit of performance. Although I must say the effect was not very strong for me, and I still noticed the additional shimmering, so I personally keep that off. But it's still great if you have a headset that has maybe not as good lenses and you just need that extra in performance. So one last note from my side. Without an ENB, the effect was much smaller. So without an ENB, I was already at 12 milliseconds of render time, and DLSS only reduced it again to 11. But with an ENB, I came from 14 milliseconds and I'm now also at 11. So the best thing about this DLSS mod is that it maybe enables you to use an ENB which you couldn't before, because the effect is much stronger if you're using an ENB than if you are not. And if you really want the perfect image, then you should definitely check out the LAA. Alright, that was it for today. I hope you liked the video, I hope you liked the mod. If you use the mod, give it an endorsement if you download it on the Nexus, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay informed about such kind of new mod developments. Bye!